Hello, YouTube. I'm coming to you today just to speak about something that is lacking in today's society with all of the issues that we see going on today in the world and things of that nature. I was just sitting back and just taking notice how modesty is becoming a thing of the past. Right now in today's time, we are really, especially as Black women, we are really reaping the repercussions of the feminist movement.
We're living in a time where the very term of being ladylike is literally like a cuss word. Um, we're living in a time where being a woman is frowned upon. And what brought me to this conclusion is just looking on Facebook and on social media and things of that nature in the news. We have women that are just putting themselves out there and not really caring about how they're perceived. Now, I know we're living in a time where people say, don't worry about what other people have to say. But if you really care about yourself and you love yourself, you're going to give pause about how people view you. That's just something that's going to be. Now, do you have to let how people view you determine where you go in life? No, not necessarily. But you should want to, as a woman, to display yourself in the most positive light possible. Now, dealing with modesty and just the way that you should carry yourself as a woman, as I stated before, that's becoming a thing of the past. Right now, just this past week, there were some young ladies that garnered plenty of attention about how they were dressed. And I'm speaking of the young women from the high school in Miami and how they were dressed on the football field, basically in lingerie, which it really looked like underwear. They had their fishnet stockings on and their uh, boots and what appeared to be a garter, and they were just prancing and walking. And we're talking about young women that may have been anywhere from the ages of 15 to 18. And I don't fault those young women for being dressed like that. The first thing came to my mind is, where are the parents? Growing up as a young woman, my mother always taught me that you have to be aware of yourself as a young woman. You always wanted to carry yourself in a manner that's respectable, and that the way you carry yourself, that's going to determine the type of attention that you garner from people. If you carry yourself in a loose manner, then you're going to get negative attention. That's just the way it is. It doesn't make sense for a woman to walk down the street in short shorts, in a crop top or a halter top, and then get mad when cars blow at her. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. My mother always taught me that the way you dress has a big part in the way that people perceive you. Now, I'm not talking about having to have the name brand clothing, or the name brand shoes, or name brand handbag, or anything like that. I'm talking about how you dress and how you display yourself to the world, it's going to determine whether you're respected or not. That's just the way it is. And so many people today, they're saying, well, it shouldn't matter what you wear. No one has the right to say anything because of what you have on. No, people have the right to say what they want to say. If you feel you have the right to put on what you want to put on, then you have to be ready for whatever someone has to say to you. You could be the smartest person. You could be very sweet, kind, and loving. But if you're out flaunting your body before the world and people don't perceive you to be all of those things, then you cannot get mad. It's just like if you go, we're living in the, well, let me say, the truth about it is people are gonna look at you and they're gonna determine how they see you. It's just like when you go on a job interview. They say dress for success. When you go on that job interview, you're going to put your best foot forward. Now, if you go in there, your hair is not combed, you just get up and throw on anything. And even in today's society, you have people that wear their pajamas outside now. And that was a big no-no when I was growing up. Okay. If you go into that interview and you just dress sloppy, you don't care about how you carry yourself, you didn't brush your teeth that morning, you didn't comb your hair. Okay. When you don't get that phone call back saying you're hired, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. And contrary to popular belief, people do judge a book by its cover. It's no different than when you go to the grocery store. Tell me which one of you go to the grocery store with a can opener. And as you walking down the canned good aisle and you want to buy a can of corn, do you take that can opener knowing that that label is on the outside of that can telling you what's inside of the can? Do you take that can opener and open the can of corn right in the middle of the aisle just to see what's in it? No, no one does that. When you look at that can and you see the label on there and it says whole kernel corn, you put every confidence in the fact that it's corn in that can. And that's how people will view us as women. People judge on the outward appearance. And then once they get to know you, they probably will see that you're not that type of person. But why not let what's on the inside of you shine through the outside? If you care about yourself and you love yourself and you're respectful, then wouldn't you want the way that you dress to exude that? I'm just asking a question. Wouldn't you want what displays on the outside show what's working on the inside of you? I know that I would. And as women, old or young, we have to learn how to be sober in the manner in which we dress. When someone see you, you want them to see a young woman that has it together, that has a good head on her shoulder. Uh, that will go a long way when dealing with people. Don't let this thing called the feminist movement cause you to forget your femininity, because sometimes feminism doesn't have anything to do with femininity. It has to do with, in most cases, placing us as women in a position that God did not give us. To me, being a strong woman is being willing to accept your God given role and knowing who you are. And especially if you're a married woman, the way you dress and the way you carry yourself, it is a reflection on your husband. Just like when your husband go out in public, you want his clothes to be clean, you want him to look nice, because that's a reflection on you. Y'all are one. You all are one, and y'all represent each other. And if, especially if you're a married woman, you don't want to display everything that's supposed to be between you and your husband and display it to other men, to display it to the world. You want to let your husband know that your body belongs to him. And he should let you know that his body belongs to you, that y'all are no longer two, but y'all are one. And how you dress plays a big part in that. Teaching our young women that it's okay to be modest, it's okay to be ladylike. Like I said, I had one person to tell me that I was too prissy. How can a woman be too prissy? Why is that? Why is that a bad thing? Because you know how to sit, and you know how to be humble and meek. Those are the beautiful qualities that a woman has. It don't supposed to be so much the outward adorning. Oh, girl, I'm gonna knock their eyes out with this dress. It's nothing to any of that. Beauty actually comes from within, and knowing how to dress, knowing how to be a modest woman, that's where beauty, true beauty, lies. Because there's going to come a time where the body may not look as it did when it was young. So you're going to have something more within you that sustains you and define who you are. And it's going to come down to your character and where your mind is. But I must say, when I saw those young ladies dressed like that, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm speaking of, that really did hurt my heart. That did. Seeing those young women being allowed to dress like that, especially even during a school function. I don't understand why there was absolutely no adult that stood and said, no, this will not happen. We gotta we have to stop accepting any and everything because society says that it's okay. It's not okay. We put our babies and our young people out there for the world to see. And do you want them to be seen as some sex object? Where some pervert who doesn't have control, he does not have the love of God in his heart to prey on our kids and take advantage of them. We are the first line of defense when it comes to our children. Please wake up, because the things that society is wrapped up in is nothing to it. And that's what I wanted to share. And I hope somebody will get something out of what I'm saying. And I will be coming back with other topics, but let us really be protective of over our children. Let us, as far as what they wear and how our young girls carry themselves, let's teach them as mothers, as sisters, aunts, grandmothers, let's teach them a better way. Let's teach them how to love themselves enough to know that they don't have to put their bodies on display to get attention or any of those things. They'll stand out more carrying themselves as young women because that is a rare commodity these days. And thank you so much for listening. And y'all be blessed.